Okay, so there's this YouTube channel that I'm about to audition for with this video. It's called the BeatleSubmarine. If you can't tell, I like the Beatles. Oh, look, there's Paul. There's Ringo. There's John. And there's little Georgie. Anyway, so yeah. So this is the history of the Beatles, as brief as I can make it. I don't know how detailed this will be, but, you know, whatever. Anyway, so, 1950 something. Paul and John decide, hey, let's freaking make a band. As they're, like, drunk off their ass. Obviously, that's the time you make a band. Anyway, so they make the band. They get John, they get Stu, they get Pete, and they're like, let's just call it the Quarrymen, because that's where we went to high school. It's like, why the hell not? Because that's where John went to high school, I think. Anyway, so 1961 rolls around, and they go to, like, wait, no. I think it was 1960 they went to Hamburg. Whenever they went to Hamburg, they're like, sweet, okay, we're in Hamburg, Germany, we're gonna play a bunch of bands. Sweet. I mean, we're gonna play in a bunch of clubs. Sweet. So, then, you know, so like they're playing, they're doing stuff, spend a few years there, and then they play in a different club, ruining their contract with another club. And they decide, hey, let's light a condom on fire in the basement of this club. And then they get deported from Germany. But before they do that, oh wait, this must have been in 1962. Okay, so John and Stu get into a scuffle with other people. Like, John and Stu fought other people. So Stu like hit his head during it. And on April 10th, 1962, he died of a brain hemorrhage. Yes, this is how much I've internet stalked the Beatles. And then in like later that year, Pete's like, you know what, guys, I'm gonna leave the band. Goodbye. So then they're like, okay, shit, now we need a new drummer. Who are we gonna get to drum for us? And then they find Ringo Starr, and they're like, hey, we're gonna steal Ringo Starr from this band that he's already in. Sweet. Except we're gonna steal Richard Starkey from this. We're gonna call his band solos Startime to give him a first name for this. We're gonna call him Ringo because of how many rings he wears. I swear this is probably part of the reason I wear 3 rings. I don't even really like Ringo, my brother does. He doesn't have any rings though. Anyway, so then 1963 rolls around, they record Please Please Me, and with the Beatles, and their second album, which I actually have. So, and then I never wrote any of this down. Probably should. Anyway, 1964. It was either 1963 or 1964. 1964, the British invasion happened because of the Beatles. They played on the Ed Sullivan Show, and when they went on in America, the rate of crime went down when they played on TV. So because of the Beatles, there was like no crime. Let that sink in, okay? Like, the Beatles are freaking powerful in that regard. If they can make the crime rate drop, then like, why aren't we playing them on TV more often? Why don't we have someone else who can make the crime rate drop when they go on TV? I don't know. Anyway, 1964, when the British invasion happens, the Beatles released their first movie, A Hard Day's Night. The following year, they released their second movie, Help. 1967 rolls around. John divorces his wife, Cynthia, and falls for... No, wait, this is in 1968. Pretty sure. Anyway. They released the second concept album of rock and roll. That's what happened in 1967. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Okay, so then 1968 rolls around. Like, and they've already released 3 movies. A Hard Day's Night, Help, and Magical Mystery Tour. And then 1968 comes, John divorces Cynthia for Yoko. And they get married. They have a son named Sean, who I've heard has no talent. I personally haven't listened to him. Anyway, so, then 1969 rolls around. They stop production on Let It Be and put together Abbey Road. So they've like stopped halfway through an album to release another album. 1967 rolls around and the Beatles are like, okay, so we've just finished this album, so enjoy this. We're leaving now. Goodbye. And then amongst themselves, they're probably like, yeah, bye. Just bye. So, yeah, that's my history of the Beatles. Hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah. I hope I get into the BeatleSubmarine. I've got high hopes.